Yo, so Kev, one of the great things, one of the kind of experiences that I think most people enjoy is when you find something that you weren't exactly looking for, but then you love it. My particular example in this case happened kind of last week or so, and I've really enjoyed it. As long-time viewers of this channel may know, my personal favourite movie is Kingsman: The Secret Service. I feel it's a really good film. It's got some great action scenes, some great character moments, and it's generally my favourite film. So much so that although the movie came at the end of 2014, when I started collecting comics in 2017, I went online and picked up the comic. But well, they have reprinting of it, I which I read through, and the movie it actually keeps to it fairly closely. Now, when the Golden Kingsman: The Golden Circle came out, it was announced that while the first one had kept to the comics, the second one they would mostly be going under their own steam, which I thought was fair enough. And to be honest, I didn't really think that much more about this until last week. I was at my local bookshop, kept perusing through the graphic novels section of the shelves. Yeah, you can find some good ones in there. I managed to find a good DC comic with one of DC's Rebirth, Green Arrow stories, and also a good Marvel one, Marvel's Infinity. But then I spotted something away from the DC and Marvel comics that made me look again. I was like, I didn't know that existed. And it was this. Kingsman: The Red Diamond. I wasn't even aware that they had done a sequel series, but apparently they had. I think it came out, well, from what I looked up, it came out maybe shortly after the Golden Circle did. And yeah, I mean, the Red Diamond although it does have a slightly similar title, it bears no resemblance whatsoever to the Golden Circle. But I've read it through and I really enjoyed it. I don't know if it's quite as good as the Secret Service, but I feel it was a good comic. Should they've waited a little bit more, had them release the Red Diamond and then made a movie of it? Oof, I'm not sure that was ever really going to happen. I mean, they had to bank on this rather quickly, but yeah. I mean, what I'm going to talk about essentially today is what the Red Diamond film would have looked like and several reasons why it probably wasn't going to be made. Why they ideally should have stuck with the Golden Circle, which is okay in its own right. Now, instead of the characters' names, I'm going to use a few of the characters' names, but I'm also going to refer to the actors who played them, or some who I think should have been played. I mean, probably the main reason why they would never make a movie of Red Diamond is because this particular book, it wouldn't have had Colin Firth in it. No Harry Hart, no Uncle Jack, no. And that's probably why it wouldn't have been made. I mean, Colin Firth was the driving force behind the first Kingsman, and while Taron Egerton is a very talented actor, maybe he couldn't have carried this on his own. I mean, Colin Firth, everyone knows him. But yeah, Uncle Jack, Harry Hart, he didn't appear in this book at all. So it focuses on Eggsy, Taron Egerton's character, having to do things now, being a full Kingsman agent and trying to do things without his Uncle Jack, prove he's worth it, which includes rescuing Prince Philip from a group of terrorists. However, after he rescues the prince ends up insulting him, so Eggsy punches him in the face and is put on leave for a week. However, a series of events end up with a new organisation rising called the Red Diamond, and this isn't like the Golden Circle from the movie. While the Golden Circle was fighting to end the war on drugs, the Red Diamond's case is more like they want to turn off all the computers in the world, effectively render money useless, so that the world will cave in on itself, which, yeah, it's a rather clever plot. by turning off all the computers in the world, give people stocks plummet. Yeah, stocks plummet. Money has no value, and while kind of temporary shops may kind of pop up for a while, eventually it dissolves into anarchy and the world ends. Why is the Red Diamond doing this? Well, the kind of head of the Red Diamond organization is a millionaire named Jacobus Dupreez, who, when I was reading the comic through, I imagined, I don't know who exactly would play him, but when I was reading it through, I imagined kind of Andre Williams kind of doing the voice of him. Why? Well, after listening to his voice for a while on clips from the Thunderbirds reboot, Thunderbirds Are Go, Andre Williams has, I think, one of the best villain voices you can get, and I kind of imagined him as the character, kind of being on top of his mountain of jewels and diamonds and gold that he's kind of mined over the years, and yeah, I felt he could have done a good job at it. Other characters that Eggsy ends up encountering along the way include Quato, a name I'm probably mispronouncing, I'm sorry, who is an agent for the South African Secret Service. Similar to the way that Eggsy is a recruit of the Kingsman or MI6, Quato is with the South African Secret Service. Now, I don't actually know any kind of South African actresses, so my apologies. I mean, when I was reading it through, I kind of switched between two actresses who I thought could maybe do it justice. Both of them, ironically, from Black Panther, and that was either Danai Gurira, a name, once again, I'm most certainly mispronouncing, or Letitia Wright. I felt both of them could have done the character of Quato justice. She's kind of no nonsense. She wants to do things by the book and will constantly make plans with Eggsy and then suddenly disappear in order to pursue the mission. Which, yeah, I feel both of those could have done fairly well with this character. The other one who, I'm not entirely sure who would play her, but the other character worth mentioning is a character in the new book called LaFay, she's with MI6 or with the Kingsman, and she's shown as a businesswoman with short black hair, a lab coat, and a kind of eye patch over one eye. I'm not sure who could have played her. I mean, it seems like a fairly iconic thing to be in the book, but I wasn't exactly sure who. I mean, if you have any suggestions on who could have played LaFay, I've given you kind of a brief description of her. Go nuts down below on who you think could have brought her to life. But then you've kind of got to race across the world in order to kind of keep their families safe, and yeah, they also kind of walk into a trap in the Hunan province, in which Dupreez plans to, well, essentially blow up and kill prime ministers, presidents, and noble people in order to erase the competition, so he can effectively be king. And then there's a final battle which happens below the seas in Guam, which is rather fun to read. But, I mean, okay, the main reason this probably wouldn't have made it to the big screen is because it wouldn't have had Colin Firth in it. And I think while studio interference has taken the back seat the past few years, I feel they would have said, you can't do a Kingsman movie without Colin Firth. Yes, so I can kind of see their point with that. But, yeah, is this a good book to read? Certainly. I mean, if you can spy it anywhere, whether in bookshops or online, I suggest get it. It's maybe not quite as good as the original comic, but it's still a good follow-up. And you know what? I wasn't even looking for it when I found it, and I found myself enjoying it. Would I have liked to have seen a Red Diamond movie? Possibly, but I think we all know that wasn't going to happen. Not without Colin Firth. But, as I said, even if they didn't have Colin Firth in this movie, I feel they could have brought in some good actors into it. Like I said, Andre Williams, Danai Gurira, or Letitia Wright could have done pretty well with this. And whoever they got to play LaFay, I think they would have done good. I mean, I also imagined Anthony Stewart Head being the head of the organisation, but yeah. But then eventually we got Michael Gambon, and he's pretty good too. So yeah, I'd suggest check this book out. I wasn't looking for it, but I really enjoyed it. yeah, we'll see what else I can find. See ya.